Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, I know the markets are red. They've been kind of going up and down and mainly sideways the last few days. We'll dive into why I believe that is the case. But look, man, I know many of you are mentally exhausted, and I understand, right? One day you see price going up, the next day it goes down. One week you're up a good amount, the next week, you're in the negatives. I get it. Look, here's the deal, right? When we look at everything right now, especially Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is the head of the snake. So ultimately, if Bitcoin were to go to zero today, or die by 50% out of nowhere, then pretty much you can say goodbye to all your altcoins. However, that is not going to happen. I don't believe that's going to happen because there's no reason for me to believe that is going to happen based off the data, based off the charts, and based off everything that's happening in the world. So that's a good thing, right? We'll start off there. That's a good thing. Nothing should be going to zero or disappearing, right? Even though people were saying that when Bitcoin used to be at 20K, and then during the Black Swan event when Bitcoin was at like 5K, 6K, people did say that. But look at us now, right? We made it all the way to pretty much $106,000. And, ultimately, the bigger picture, we are looking good. In the last few days, we have been very, very, how to say this, up and down, right? We've been consolidating a lot. We can generally see that we've been ranging mainly between 100 and 100,500, let's say, and 106,000, right? Let's just say between that price. We've had some spikes higher than that and some spikes lower than that. But generally, since last Thursday, about a week now, we have been going sideways. So, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Well, usually sideways consolidation means it is ready to bang sooner than later. Now, the reason why I believe it is going sideways is because if we actually go and look at Forex Factory, right? If we go to next week, we can actually see there's going to be a very, very big news event on Wednesday, right? We can see the federal funds rate is currently 4.50%. Now, there's speculation that it will stay the same, but in case it gets cut, that is very, very bullish for us. Historically, every time their fund rates did get cut, we have been pumping, right? We have been pumping. Now, I think if we do stay the same, that's still fine. That's still okay. That's still not bad for us. The only thing that would be bad is if it actually did raise, right? If it went from 4.50 to 4.75, then that actually would be pretty bad for us. Now, would it be the end of the world? No, but is just going to cause another minor setback, right? Which we do not want at this point. I know a lot of us just want to cash out. I myself have been dollar cost averaging for months now, months and months on end. Actually, probably definitely over a year now, a year and a half, probably. I've been just consistently buying. So, you know, like I said, 99% of my net worth is in crypto. So I'm going all out. And, I'm also coming to a point where I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm going to stop buying soon, but I'm buying it. I'm going to stop buying because of other reasons, not because I'm mentally exhausted, right? Do I feel the pressure sometimes? Yes, a little bit, but ultimately, not really. Days like this don't really concern me. It's more concerning in the moment, in those couple of minutes when we see price go down to 89,000. You're like, oh, damn, like there's always that doubt in my head saying like, "Oh man, was I wrong about this bull run? This or that?" Doesn't happen often, and if anything, it will only happen for a couple minutes. But generally speaking, I'm still very confident on my bias. Right? It's just emotions sometimes can take over just for even 2 minutes that make you feel that way. The last time I felt like that was when we went down here, right below 50K. I was like, "Damn, we got to see how this plays out," right? Because in the moment, in those couple of minutes, it doesn't look good. But then when you set emotions aside, you realize what's happening you know, things have been turning out well. And you can see last week, Monday, people were panicking. And even though people are panicking now, you got to realize Bitcoin is tens of thousands of dollars higher. So that is very, very good. Overall, we are still bullish, right? We are still bullish. I just believe, like I said, we are accumulating for this news event. If it stays the same or if the rate cuts get cut, we probably will be pumping. In case the week is bearish, then we could get a temporary pullback, right? Just a temporary pullback. And next week, we can start very, very, very strong. Overall, I am super, super excited, right? If we look at some of the coins we hold and some of the coins we cover, we go through something like Turbo, right? Turbo continues to go down. Not the greatest look, of course, but there are certain zones that we are approaching that are kind of like final moments for this coin, in my opinion, in terms of structure. I know a lot of liquidity was pulled due to the Trump coin and Milena coin. Now, Trump coin was okay, temporary dip. It didn't even tank that bad, to be honest, but it was the Milena coin that really caused it to break structure for Turbo. So that is not ideal, right? But if we go down here, accumulate, and start going back up, then I am totally fine with that, right? I am totally, totally fine with that. It is not the end of the world. We have recovered, and I expect Turbo to do well this cycle. I've been seeing some people saying altcoin season is canceled. I don't really know why they would be saying that. If I look at all the charts, right? If I look at all the charts, we can see that, historically, like, even here, people are saying it's canceled, right? It's over. People are saying it's over, when it was here, when it was here, when it was here, when it was here. People are saying it's over, right? Something people have to realize is, in the moment, right? Sometimes it looks very bearish, but all it takes is to realize the bigger picture, right? Certain break of structure, certain higher highs, higher lows, certain candles. And then you realize, damn, we actually were chilling this whole time. Now, sometimes that takes, days, if not weeks, to print out to get the bigger picture. So I understand why sometimes people are a little scared. But for me, even right now, we are still looking solid. I do not think we should be going down to really low levels of like 250 billion market cap for all the altcoins, excluding the top 10. For me, this is setting up for the classic triple tap reversal, right? I believe we're going to have a little bit of a dip before we go up. So kind of the way we had it back in August, something like this, right? Something like this before the big rally. On the bigger time frame, things are looking fine. I still believe that this rejection over here was because of this resistance over here. This pullback going down right now for the altcoins is because we are simply retesting off of these levels of roughly 285 billion to 300 billion market cap. And I believe we will be pushing forward. Ultimately, my advice for you, ladies and gentlemen, is not to be too concerned about, the smaller time frame, the micro moves. I will obviously let you know if altcoin season is literally canceled, if there are so many red flags. At the moment, there's nothing too crazy. The only thing I really see is one more potential pullback where people might panic sell and everything. But other than that, the bigger picture still looks good. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.